Krampus 2, The Devil Returns is a film directed by Jason Hole, and Jason Hole is the guy who created the Krampus the Christmas Devil, a film that I reviewed last year, and he made a sequel to that. Yeah. But no, Jason Hole is the guy who created Krampus the Christmas Devil, which is a film that actually came out in 2013 according to IMDb, and it was really bad. I reviewed it last year, and out of all the Krampus films that I saw last year, that was by far the worst that I've seen. The movie was fucking awful. Everything about it, there was no redeeming qualities in it whatsoever besides a few funny moments, unintentionally funny moments, and he made a sequel to it. He made a sequel, and I believe I mentioned that actually in my review last year to Krampus the Christmas Devil, that he was making a sequel, and he ended up making it. He made it. I believe he made it because of a bunch of Kickstarter backers helped him fund the film, and he made it. He sure as fuck did, and my god, it is worse. It's worse than the first movie, you guys. It is worse. I did not think a film could be worse than Krampus the Christmas Devil. I didn't think there could be one worse than that, but my god, he did it. He made a movie that was worse than the first one. So yeah, if you already can't tell, this movie's bad. It is so bad. It's just fucking bad. Everything about this movie is shit. It is pure shit. I can't, I got fucking goddamn tickets sick of dabba. So the film opens up with two, I guess, middle school or high school kids, and they're just kind of walking down the street, and they go to this abandoned house, I guess. And they go into the abandoned house, and there's like a fat kid and there's a scrawny kid, and the scrawny kid's like, I don't know, we should be doing this or not. And then the fat kid's like, shut up, you fucking pussy. We're gonna go into this abandoned house and we're gonna spray paint all over it and we're gonna do rebellious stuff. So the fat kid's an asshole and he breaks into the abandoned house and, he spray paints something really fucking stupid. Like, it was, I forgot what it was. It was like, Merry Christmas. Like, it's really what he fucking spray painted on the fucking wall. And it's like, are you serious? Like, come on, man. If you're gonna, like, spray paint something, at least get a little creative with it. Don't fucking spray paint, some weird shit. I don't know. Anyways, and then they get killed by Krampus. I'm not kidding. That's what happens. They get killed by Krampus in that abandoned house. He just kind of appears out of nowhere and kills them. And it's... And then the film begins. And, yeah, it opens up with a really shitty Christmas intro. And, yeah, I mean, okay. If you guys have seen my review for Krampus the Christmas Devil, I'm pretty much going to say the exact same stuff in that movie, because this is exactly the same movie, essentially, except a little bit worse. So it's going to be very similar to Krampus the Christmas Devil, my review for that, in regards to what I'm going to talk about. So, the movie follows the same guy, the same, I believe he's a detective. I don't even fucking remember. I believe he's a detective. It follows the same bald guy who tried to commit suicide in the last film, but didn't do it because he's a fucking idiot. I don't know. But it follows that same guy. And of course, Krampus is back! And he's killing people again. I honestly forget what happened at the end of Krampus the Christmas Devil. I forget, if they ended up killing Krampus and Santa. I don't remember what happens in that movie. But apparently they're back. Krampus is back, and alright, we're going to talk about Krampus now, because it just reminded me. Holy fucking god. Krampus is awful in this movie. By far the worst Krampus I have seen in a Krampus film. By far the worst. In Krampus the Christmas Devil, he looked awful. He was some guy wearing a mask. In this film, he's just some guy wearing a mask, except the mask is different, and it looks so much more awful. They make it so obvious that it's just a guy wearing a fucking mask that they bought in a Halloween store. Like, they put no effort into making anything whatsoever. And what I don't understand is, this is a sequel, clearly a sequel to Krampus the Christmas Devil, and it's not even the same fucking mask. It doesn't look like the same thing. It does not look like the same creature. The mask looks worse. It looks worse. It doesn't even... nothing about this mask looks like fucking Krampus. I don't know why they chose this mask. I don't know why they even just put a guy in a mask. And like I said, the reason why the reason why I appreciated Krampus Unleashed was because they did, it was a guy in a suit, but he at least looked decent. He looked decent. This one, it's a guy in a mask, and then he's wearing a robe. That's it. That's fucking it. That's all they did. And then Santa Claus is back in this movie. Yep, Santa's back, and oh my god, holy shit. It's the same guy who played Santa in the first one, and if you guys didn't see my review for that one, or didn't see the Krampus the Christmas Devil, yeah, so apparently, Santa Claus and Krampus are brothers, in this world, and, okay. I need to start over. So Santa Claus is played by just some guy who doesn't look a thing like Santa Claus. He doesn't look anything like Santa Claus. He's just he looks like some biker dude in a Santa suit. I swear to God, that's what he looks like. He just has a gray beard, and he looks nothing like fucking Santa Claus. Anyways, yeah, it's the same guy. He talks like a biker. He says brother a lot, and, he talks like fucking Hulk Hogan. And the film begins, the film begins with him, Santa Claus, in a mall. So he's a mall Santa, but he's also the real Santa, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but he's supposed to be the real Santa Claus, but he's in a mall as Santa, and he's, there's children sitting on his lap telling him what they want for Christmas, and it's like, that makes no fucking sense, because why would Santa Claus be in a mall and just some random fucking state, like in a random mall? Like, why would he be there? He should be up in the North Pole, because this isn't a universe where Santa and Krampus do exist. So, they should go by the old tale where Krampus, is in the North Pole, and there's a bunch of elves that help him make toys. It's just, but they don't do that. They don't do that. Instead, Santa Claus is in this mall. And here's what he does. There's a hilarious scene where this kid sits on his lap and he starts talking shit to Santa. I forget what he says, but he's just being a little shit. And then Santa, afterwards, just kind of like, he writes his name down. He writes the kid's name down on a piece of paper, and he looks to the left, and he just nods his head, as if, giving Krampus the cue to go out and kill that kid because he's been naughty. And it's just like, okay, fuck you. The acting is fucking awful in this movie. I forgot to mention that. The kid tried. No, he didn't try. I don't know why I said that. The kid did not try at all. He was awful in this movie. Everything everything was awful in this movie, from the acting, from the setting, the camera, the fucking cameras. Yeah, I swear it looked like they filmed it, using a Super 8 camera. It looked shitty. It looked awful. Like they didn't even use cameras. They used little camcorders. They used like little shitty $200 camcorders you can buy at Best Buy or something. Like, I swear to God, that's what they used, because that's what it looks like. It doesn't even look like a movie. It looks like you're watching a home video. And like I said in Krampus Unleashed, I'm sure they were put on a budget and they couldn't afford bigger cameras, but at least make it look good. And if you can't make it look good, at least make the sound good, because it doesn't matter the picture quality necessarily, as long as the sound is good. The sound is key in most movies, but the sound is not good. None of it is good. Nothing about this movie is good technical wise. The setting, mise-en-scène, fucking cinematography, everything about it is shit. Alright, I'm done talking about that. You know just by looking at the cover that it's shit. By the way, the poster to this movie is pretty much the exact same poster as the first movie, except with a different location. They used the same picture of Krampus, who looks absolutely nothing like Krampus. Especially in this movie. The Krampus in the poster absolutely looks nothing like Krampus in this movie, because it looks awful. And so the film is exactly like what I said. It's exactly like the first one, It's Santa Claus and Krampus, except this time they're not like in a lair. They're like in some weird, like, abandoned house or something. I don't know. They're in some sort of stupid thing, and they ended up kidnapping the kid who was being a little shit to fucking Santa Claus in the mall, and they kidnapped him, and they have him chained up, or not chained up, but they have him like in a cage, and the kid's not crying or anything. He's just fucking looking at him like, I don't know why you guys are making this shitty movie right now. And Krampus and Santa Claus, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this in Krampus the Christmas Tale review or not, but the Santa Claus in this movie is worse than Krampus. Like, he's a fucking asshole in this movie. There's nothing about him that just screams Santa Claus at all. He doesn't feel like Santa Claus. He feels like some biker guy in a Santa Claus suit impersonating Santa Claus. Not even impersonating Santa Claus, because he doesn't act or sound like Santa Claus at all. Or it will look like him. He just looks like a guy in a suit. But he's worse than Krampus in this movie, as terms of, like, punishing the naughty kids. He's so much worse. And it's like, fuck, and it almost looks like an abusive relationship, where Santa Claus is just a dick to Krampus. And Krampus, like, grew up to be like a nice little boy. And, he's just like, he's like a very innocent boy, kind of dim-witted, but like an innocent boy. And Santa Claus is like a big asshole brother who just, he abuses him. And then they grew up, and, like, Krampus is like the pawn of Santa Claus, and he makes him go out and punish these kids. That's what it feels like in this movie, honestly. Nothing about it makes sense at all. Just the story, the writing, it fucking makes no sense. And then they punish naughty kids. At least in this movie, they didn't have any, half-naked girls chained up in this in this, you know, like little house that they're in. They didn't have any chained up naked girls, you know, so, you know, they, at least they got that right this time. I mean, shit. Honestly, guys, there's so much that I could talk about this movie for days, honestly. There's so much I could talk about it, but just honestly, I think I've said enough. I think I've said enough to convince you that this movie is just absolute garbage. It is so bad. I will talk about the very ending, though. I'm gonna spoil the ending because I doubt you guys are even going to watch this. Just don't watch it, but... So the ending of this movie is the main guy you're following, the bald detective guy from the first one, and I forget what fucking happens, but Krampus isn't even like in the last 20 minutes for some reason. It's just Santa Claus. Santa Claus is the bad guy in this movie, and like I forget what happens, but they're running out of the house where Santa Claus keeps his children to punish them, and then like they're running out in the snow, and the bald guy has his gun pointed to Santa as he's walking away in the snow, like he's gonna shoot him, and he has the gun pointed to him. But then he does that thing where he's slowly pointing it to the bottom of his neck, like he's gonna kill himself, like in the first one. Like you're like, holy shit, he's actually gonna kill himself. It's like a like a little moment that like from the first movie. It's like, holy shit, I remember that he tried to kill himself, and he's actually gonna do it this time. And he has the gun pointed to his fucking neck like this, and he pulls the trigger, and he's out of bullets. He has no fucking bullets. It just goes click. And he just runs out of bullets. And it's fucking hilarious. Because that entire time, that means he had no bullets. He had 0 bullets that entire time. And Santa Claus is just looking at him like, yeah, I'll see you next year, buddy. I'll see you next year. Merry Christmas. And he just walks away. And the kid's like kneeling down in the snow crying because he can't kill himself. And then it ends. It ends. That's the fucking movie. It ends. And it's great. It's so great. It's best ending in cinema history. Goes to Krampus 2, The Devil Returns. Best ending ever. And then for some reason the credits are very, 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 very long. They're very, very long credits. And there is only one good thing about this movie. Only one good thing. And that is the fact that the movie is very short. And it has a runtime of about 1 hour and 19 minutes. That's literally the only good thing about this movie. Everything about it is shit. And yeah, just like Krampus Unleashed, this is a movie that is definitely a very, very good time to watch with a group of friends. Although... I could almost say that it's just bad. It's just bad, just not funny bad. It's just bad, not bad. It's not bad enough towards where you can laugh at it. I mean, there's obviously like a shit ton of stuff you can laugh at in this movie. I mean, but it's just, it almost makes you feel sad how bad this movie is. It's just baffling that this sort of movie could be made, and it's just, I don't know, man. You do you. You do you. This movie exists, just move on. Okay, I did forget to mention this, though. I did write down a quote from Krampus 2 because it was so hilarious, but it was at the very end, like I was talking about, where Santa Claus is talking to some guy. I don't know. He's talking to some guy, and he has him, like, chained up or something, and he's looking at his face like this. The guy says something stupid to him, like, you're Santa Claus. You're supposed to be helping kids. Why are you doing this? And this is the exact quotes from Santa Claus. This is exactly what he says. He says, "You think I wanted any of this shit? You mortals make up fairy tales about me to justify your own miserable existence. I am not measure of my actions. I am a fucking god!" I swear to God. That is what he says in this movie. There were a lot of very, very quotable lines in this movie that I was actually going to write down and tell you guys about, but I forgot to rewind the movie because I didn't want to watch it again just to find those quotes and write them down. So I didn't bother. Honestly, I'd recommend this movie. I really would. I would definitely recommend this movie. This is a movie that they should show in film classes to tell them, as an example for them what to not do. Did I make any sense there? As an example for the students to not do when they make films. It's so bad. I would highly recommend it. Again, another really great movie to watch with a group of friends. Just watch it. Fucking watch it. I know I'm not making any sense because before I spoiled the ending, I was like, you're not gonna watch this movie, but watch it. Watch it. I take that back. Just watch this movie. Just see it for yourself. See how bad this movie is. It is awful. And, yeah, I mean, shit. What else to say about it? Well, it's the worst Krampus film that I've ever seen in my life, and it might honestly be one of the worst films I've seen in my life, ever. It's bad. It is very, very, very bad. By far the worst Krampus film. Even worse than, like I said, the first one, Krampus the Christmas Devil. At least, they put zero effort into this movie. That's all I'm gonna say. But, yeah, so, Krampus 2, The Devil Returns. It's by far the worst Krampus film I've ever seen. And I'm giving this film half a star. 0.5 out of 5. Half a star. It's not good. Not good at all. I would recommend it though. I would highly recommend it. You just watch it. Just watch it. You don't have to see the first one. Okay, you kind of do, but I mean, it's just so bad to the point where you don't give a shit. You know, just watch this one. Honestly, it's pretty bad. It's not pretty bad. It's very very bad, and it is free on Amazon Prime as well. So there you go. Just watch it on Amazon Prime if you have it, and have a good time. Just have a good time with yourself and watch this movie. Not with yourself. I didn't mean that. Watch it with a group of friends. Because if you watch it with yourself, you're going to be miserable. And you're going to want to kill yourself. Like the guy who attempted to kill himself at the end of this movie, but couldn't because he didn't have any bullets in his gun. Anyways, that's about it. Those are the 2 Krampus movies that I saw and reviewed for you guys this Christmas season. And hey, thank you guys for joining me for this Christmas this Christmas review thing. And I appreciate it. Yeah, so I do have a little announcement before I go. Well, I'm going to be making a video, you know, it kind of explaining why I haven't been too active on my channel lately. And I know I've made a bunch of those videos and you guys have heard me say that many, many times, but I'm going to make an official video explaining to you guys what's really going on and, you know, why I just am not making reviews like I used to. And, yeah, so that's probably going to be my next video uploaded on this channel, but, yeah, so expect that pretty soon. I don't know when I'm going to make it, hopefully soon, but yeah, so that's just a little video I'm going to do, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, other than that, I mean, shit, have a Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year's, you know, Merry Christmas. I hope you get a lot of very good presents from Santa Claus this year. You know, fuck, shit, bye. Bye!